All right, folks. All right, it's past 7 o'clock. Let's get started by saying pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And one more second here, I think we ought to have a moment of silence, thinking about all the service people that are around the world fighting wars and people in the past to serve the country. Okay, we can start. There's been an agenda laying at the end of the table there. If anybody hasn't seen it, you can grab one. And as you can see, the meeting's being recorded. Third on the list is there's been several executive sessions held, and you can see the dates there for yourself. February 17th Planning Commission meeting is rescheduled for March 17th. There will be an upcoming vacancy on the supervisory board. If interested, please reach out to the township. The other announcement is on March 28th, there will be an Easter egg hunt at 9 a.m. at Edinburgh Park. Several people, it looks like they would like to speak tonight, and I think it's Melissa Snyder first on the list. Hi, Melissa.
Hi. Sorry I missed the last meeting. I didn't know it was switched to the second week of the month. I was here in January, and I was complaining about the damage done to my yard from the plow. I was told I should get an estimate done, which I did. And if I could hand these out, I have an estimate, and I also have some pictures. Would you like one? Yes.
Thank you.
That's the estimate and some pictures that was damage done to my yard from the plow. I did talk to Mr. Davis, and I sent him these. I sent him the estimate, and he asked me to measure from the middle of the double yellow line to the white line, which I did, and that is 10 foot. And then I also measured from the middle of the double yellow line to where from the damage. It is from 12 foot to 13 foot of damage, so it's like 2 to 3 foot into my yard of damage. I wanted to know what was going on. What are we going to do about this?
Okay, so Melissa, let me address this concern if anybody else has any of the same concerns in the room, okay? It's not my decision, it's the law in the state of Pennsylvania. There is, Ben, help me out, 32 feet of right-of-way, 33 feet of right-of-way, so that's 16 and a half feet. You never responded when I asked what the distance was, just so you know.
That's why I figured that.
Okay, and so, like it or not, the right-of-way is, in this case, 33 feet. So 16 and a half feet from the center of the yellow line over. If they dig it up, come out this summer and grade a ditch into it, it's in the right-of-way. There's the snow plows hit people's mailboxes in the storm. Mailboxes are anywhere from 1 year old to 4 years old, right? They rot, they fall, the snow hits them, they fall apart. I'm sorry, but I don't think there is any course of action in the right-of-way. And Chris, tell me where I'm wrong at on this.
Sir, are you the solicitor then?
I'm the solicitor, and what I like to do, let me look at this, and I'll respond to you.
Come out to my house and look at it.
No, I'm not gonna come to your house, but
Drive by.
I will formally respond as a township to you,
Okay.
okay?
Yes, because I have there's a lot of damage. I have a lot of my turf and stuff in my yard.
I understand, ma'am.
And my neighbor has my yard in her yard.
I just got a hold of your pictures and your estimate.
Okay,
I'll look at it and the township will formally respond to you.
okay.
Okay?
You'll call me
No,
or?
I'll send you a formal letter.
Okay. All right, and I'll be at the next township meeting also.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Melissa, how far from the white line did the turf get pushed into your yard?
Like 2 to 3 foot. Yeah, 2 to 3 foot, yes.
That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next on the list is Christie.
Hello. I know this has been addressed at prior meetings. I was just wondering the status of the Chappelle Road, the storage units, and the mud. I know that they said that they have somebody that specifically takes care of it, like is there all the time. Yes, he sits there in his little Bobcat type vehicle in one of the driving lanes on his phone the majority of the day. He's not moving, he's not doing anything. I don't know, like, does that fall under you? I don't know who I'm supposed to like
They're fine.
look at.
Everyone.
Do I look over here, over here? So I will say, last night, they had a truck that like had an arm that extended. They were actually trying to wash all of the mud off, and today the road looks amazing.
I have one question for you.
Yes,
Did they use water?
yesterday they did. Normally, okay, I don't know what that, yes, they actually had an arm. My husband would actually probably have it on his dash camera, but there was an arm that went out from the like, all right.
Sweeper truck?
A spray
No, it
bill.
looks like
You're saying
it's
a
like
spray bill.
the trucks that used to go in the fields, I don't know if they still do, and they put
A
their
spray-
arms
a
out.
Spray bill, yes.
Yes, so it looked like one of those, and he had the arm out, and the water was coming, and like my husband came off of 61 and was like, stop. And then he like turned off the water and brought the arm in, and then my husband could go. But it, like this past week with the rain and stuff that we had, it is so thick, so slick. It was all over 61, even in the southbound lanes. And then, like I said, today it looks amazing because they were doing something with it yesterday. But on the daily, that guy sits there in that little machine on his phone.
So
and they
it's
do
been,
nothing.
it's been an ongoing issue, Christie.
It is
And-
horrible.
And Brian went out, did a
We
site
did a
visit.
little report, and we have a report too that
Right.
we've
You're
sent
gonna-
to
you're
the
gonna-
township today.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have some action that we would like to have
And I'm
them
sorry,
take
who
to-
are you?
I'm Brian Boyer, I'm the township engineer.
Okay, nice to meet you. Sorry.
Yes, so what, I'm not shutting you down, but
Nope.
we're addressing this issue, it's been an
Okay.
ongoing complaint, yes.
Okay, and then I have another comment about something in the minutes. Should I just wait and see if you guys answer it before I even ask it? Like, when you guys get there in the minutes? Can I like,
The minutes from the last
no,
meeting?
not the minutes, the
agenda.
The agenda.
What is it, so we know?
It has to do with the salary and the auditor, should I just ask it?
On the back page?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have in my minutes from January that the secretary and treasurer was at $23 an hour, and you guys have it as $24 an hour for secretary. I was just wondering if that's secretary and treasurer, or, and nothing against you guys, but like, how are you guys getting $24 an hour when the full-time person gets $23 an hour? And are you guys also limited to 30 hours? And I also had that the secretary was gonna be bonded, because there was a discussion about how much they should be bonded for. And I saw on here that, about the secretary, that we're hiring a new township secretary and treasurer. So who has been handling the finance transaction, like who's bonded now if we don't have a secretary, treasurer person? That was my question. I don't know if that's all gonna be discussed later, or.
Look, what I'm gonna say to you, and this is for everyone in the room, this is public comment time.
Mhm.
It's not question and answer time.
Okay,
So you can
Comment.
say whatever
Yep.
you want to these people.
Yeah, that was
but-
fine.
But we don't have to, we're not gonna do answers.
okay,
Does that make sense?
sure,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. That's just what I came up with after.
Some of those issues will be addressed as we go through the meeting.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought maybe, I just took notes on.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mike, you're up next.
I'm not sure if it's either a supervisor or a planning commission type of question. I would like to find out if my neighbors, our properties are all residential, agricultural, and right next door to me. I'd like to know if a gentleman has ever applied for a permit to run a business, a full-fledged business from his property. I mean, he amount of containers, trucks that he's bringing in there, and he's running a business. And who would I ask to see if he's ever applied on a business at his house?
You should submit a formal thing.
Yeah.
My card's out there, you can
Okay.
email me, call me,
Yes.
whatever you want, I can look into the public
Okay,
records.
good. All right, I'll answer
Mike,
that.
not just for you and everybody else that's watching, there is a complaint form in the office here or a complaint form online. The best way to keep track of this so it doesn't fall through the cracks, meaning you make a phone call to one of us and it doesn't get transferred, so it's documented,
Okay.
and then we will forward it as necessary to the appropriate party.
But,
Yeah, so it doesn't get lost.
yeah, I've got to assume he
But
never
no.
applied.
Yeah,
or-
but it's
or-
probably best to put the address on that.
Okay, I got all that. All right, thanks.
Okay. Next, we have Jenny.
I just would like to thank the board for their recognition for our time at war and giving the due respect at the beginning of the meeting, and thank whoever's responsible for turning the light back on at the monument. I think that was the right thing to have done, so appreciate that. And I'll just reserve any other comments I have until you go through the rest of the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Greg, you signed in the sheet. Did you sign the sheet?
Yeah.
Um,
Unless, no, I'll go whenever you want me to go.
Well, let's just stay in order of the agenda here, okay? So you're up in 2 minutes. You're not making a comment, you're giving a
Just
presentation,
give my
correct? Okay.
presentation, yeah.
All right, so next we have the minutes here. Does somebody, have you guys reviewed the minutes? Okay. You're good?
Yep, I'll make,
Can-
move that we approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye. Ayes carried. Okay, that's taken care of. Okay, Greg, blow us away.
I will try, and I will try to keep it under 10 minutes. All right, so my name's Greg Adams, and I'm representing Blue Mountain Wildlife. Oh, that's much better, thank you. Blue Mountain Wildlife is, we're the leaseholders on the Kernsville Dam property up northwest of Hamburg. We've had it for 25 years, and this is actually property owned by DEP, Bureau of Abandoned Mine Reclamation. It's been open for public use for at least 25 years. Purpose of tonight's presentation is we're updating our master plan for the area. We are the leaseholders of the area, we're not the owners. But we've been doing all the improvements up there, and it's typical for us to do this periodically as we improve on the property. We've had 2 so far, 2001 when we first got the property, 2009, and now it's been a little while. As many of you may know, part of the area was closed in 2018, and of course we had COVID, that slowed things down. So we now understand that the dam will be removed in the near future. We understand that the Army Corps of Engineers has the permit for that in their review thing, and they're about to issue the permit. So what we decided as Blue Mountain Wildlife was our plan should be updated to show what we think should happen there after the dam is removed. Now, we have nothing to do with the dam removal, we're just the leaseholder, we're not the property owner. But what we do up there improvements-wise, that we do have some say over. So the basic whole idea of this plan is to show what we've done up there so far, give a history of what's been going on at the Kernsville Dam area over the last 200 years, and show the possible improvements that we think should happen after that dam is removed. This is a twofold plan. The first thing, of course, is to give us as a group an idea of what we need to do next. So all of these are put in some sort of order and have priority to them. The other thing we want to do is we would like this area to become some sort of regional park. Right now it's been controlled by Blue Mountain Wildlife for 25 years. When I started and was a board member 25 years ago, I was the youngest person on the board. Today I'm the second youngest person by 18 months. Our group is aging out, and the young people are not volunteering like they used to, and quite frankly, we have a concern that we will simply die off and the property will revert back to whatever it had been, which is not good for anyone. So we're going to try to use this as a tool to get it to become either a state park, county park, or some sort of other regional park. So with that in mind, let me just go over this real quick. Here's our plan, and of course, you're going to have all the credits and contents and stuff. We've got 3 pages devoted for what it is today. We've got a list of our accomplishments at the bottom there. It shows where this is. We've got maps over on the side showing the regional location and the more local location. Then we move to show what it is today. It's obviously a trail nexus. We do connect to the Bartram Trail, which is the Schuylkill River Trail. We connect to the Hamburg Trail system, and through the Bartram Trail, we connect to the Appalachian Trail. So we're a big trailer, we're a big wildlife area. The trails we've built have been to keep the people off of the wild areas, and it's worked very well. The wildlife is doing very well. We have more bird species counts up there than anywhere else in Berks County. So it's a big thing for the wildlife, and it's a big thing for people. We have 250,000 people within 30-minute drive, over 1.5 million within a 1-hour drive. That parking lot there is full. Coldest part of winter once it's plowed to the hottest part of summer. It is heavily used. So we think that this should be preserved. We then move into the history. We want to illuminate some of the history that's been there because it's quite impressive. You look at the Schuylkill navigation system. We had 2 dams on the Schuylkill navigation system. There's still, parts of them are still there to this day, including the locks. You move to the railroads that followed. There are 2 great railroads that still are, at least in some way, there. The Philadelphia and Reading, which became the Reading Railroad, which is now the Reading Northern. And you have the Pennsylvania Railroad, which is now the Bartram Trail. So big parts of our history, these things powered the Industrial Revolution in the eastern United States. Part of the railroad story is the moving of the river. When the Reading Railroad decided it was too expensive to keep replacing these 2 sets of bridges, and they actually decided just to move the river instead. Saved them a lot of money, and it is still there to this day. Most people don't know that river was moved 200 years ago and is in a completely different location than it was before then. The New York Times article there says this was one of the engineering marvels of the world. Most people don't know that. And last but not least, one of the great success stories from state government, the Schuylkill River Project, which was meant to clean the Schuylkill River, which, as maybe you've heard the saying, it was too thin to plow and too thick to drink. Well, you look at it today and there's lots of fish and life in it. And that's because they built a series of dams along there. They removed the coal silt and dumped it in the attendant desilting basins nearby. Those are still there. They're going to remove the dam, however. Maybe next year, maybe the year after that, but at some point that dam is done because its job is done. So we move to tomorrow and say, okay, well, what did we want to see there? So we as a group got together and we came up with 23 different things to improve in that area. A lot of them are after the dam is removed, but some of them aren't. So we can actually start working on them once we adopt the plan. So there it is. The whole point of this meeting is to show you what these things are so you can comment. We want to know if this is a good plan. Did we forget anything? Is there anything we should tweak? And we're open to comment for that. So we then document what those 23 items are, from a new trail to even noise barriers, restroom, trash things, preserving some of the historical stuff, like the old Little Blue Mountain Dam over on the right, the coal wharf on the left. We know Butterfly Garden there, which we would love to rejuvenate. One of the biggest asks, the biggest projects we're proposing, is a pedestrian bridge over the Schuylkill River where the dam used to have been. So we would like them, when they take that dam out, to leave enough of it there to serve as bridge abutments on either side. And we are working on that. If we do that, we then connect the east and west shore, which is where everything is, to the east shore, and we can really, really bump up the trail system in that area. Connecting to the Appalachian Trail, connecting to the Edgeburger Trail on the Hamburg side. It does a lot of things for us. We're going to preserve the stone building there as an educational center or museum. We'd like to improve the land that will come back out of the water once they drop the water level, create wetlands, revegetate the whole area, stabilize the shore, of course, maybe even put a boardwalk through the wetlands. We'd love to take the channel and put some rocks into it. There's some big rocks at the base of the dam. I'd love to see them in the river to put fishing overhangs, eddy pools, make some rapids for the canoers and kayakers. Win-win for the wildlife and the visitors. We'd love to preserve the locks. What you're seeing is the upper locks there, they're above the water. There's a second set of locks below the water. When that water level is dropped, we hope that those locks are there in better shape than the upper locks are. And we have a number of organizations we're partnering with who could clean those up and make them fantastic historical areas. Preserve the dam, put a new trail in on the eastern shore. There was an old railroad company that was going to put a railroad on the eastern shore. It put in the bed, but it never laid the rails. It went bankrupt, didn't happen. But the bed is still there, and that's a great place for a trail to be. We're contemplating a fishing pier, which could also have a canoe and kayak put in. And we want to preserve some of the historical stuff there. There's a covered bridge abutment right below the rock. And then, of course, there's the whole moving of the river. You can see the old location of it really dipping down there. And then, of course, the new location is where it's at in the picture. That should be preserved. That should probably have a building unto itself to explain. The railroad took tons of pictures when they did it. It's an amazing historical resource. And of course, the last things are, more trails, better trails, bike trails, ADA trails, and more amenities, both for possibly campers coming off the Appalachian Trail or people just coming in for the afternoon to enjoy it. So our whole thing is, this is what we like here. Our conclusion is that the Kernsville Dam Recreation Area's best use is that of a regional park maintained by an entity with the resources and the longevity that would ensure the perpetual care of the area for future generations. So that's what we want to do. Over on the left there, you see some of the conditions that the state likes to have done for parks. I think we meet all of them. And the map on the right, all the red dots are state parks in this region. The orange dot right above the 11 there is the Kearney, and it's in the middle of a large area that doesn't have any state parks. We think this would be a fantastic place for a state park. Basically, some worded into the economic benefits that go into that, how the local communities are trail towns, they know what they're doing, and it's a good spot for it. And then last but not least is the implementation. We go through all 23 items. We tell you the prerequisite for each individual item needed, suggest partners and funding sources, and then list priority, both in where it is in the time frame and then within the time frame itself. So we have some that are in the early part, but most are in the mid and long term. So that's pretty much it. We will also include all in the plan. We'll also have 3 appendices, one for all the public outreach we've done. All the public comments we receive will be put in the plan. And then once we submit the final draft to all the stakeholders, they're going to get a copy of it, and we're going to request a letter of support from everybody, because the state needs to know that the communities in the area support the project. They won't do anything unless they have that support. So that's pretty much my very quick presentation on this. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments, I'm available. Plus, if you want to comment, we do have a website, BlueMountainWildlife.com. We've got a whole page devoted just to this plan. You can go there, you can download the plan in PDF format. You can make a comment there, you can email it to us, or you can write to us. This gentleman here has a number of cards that I have that have the directions to all of that. So if you're interested, grab a card, and at your leisure, go home, go to the internet, and take a look at the plan, see if we got it right. And I'll probably stop back in May and let you know what got changed and give you the last revision and ask for a letter of support.
May I get a card?
Yep. Mike.
Have you communicated with Berks Nature?
Yes.
We assume that you did. But
Yeah, we've got
that
like
would be-
35 stakeholders that we've.
Berks Nature is one of them.
Berks Nature, of course, the Greenway, the Appalachian Trail Commission.
I don't know. Just a quick question. Why is DEP going after all these dams? You guys, the one here, Maple Creek, Lehigh, they're trying to resolve them.
Well, I don't know why they're going after all the dams.
This year. Because they have to be maintained. I don't know, but why are they going after all of them all of a sudden after all these years? They're all family.
This one, actually, this one they went after a long time ago. They budgeted the money for the room back in 2018.
Okay.
It was primarily because it's done with its function.
It just,
And it has become an attractive nuisance.
it just seems weird, that all of them at once in the same year.
Well, I think they've been going after them for a while, it's just that finally the damn program finally has enough staff. Finally get to the nuisance code.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brian. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda,
Thank you for coming.
is there a motion to ratify the termination of the secretary treasurer? You make the motion, Polly makes the motion, do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Ayes carried. Next on the agenda is, we'd like to make a motion to hire a secretary treasurer, Jane Worley, at a rate of $24 per hour. Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it. Next on the list, we have the engineering planning report, Brian Blair.
Yes, I submitted my report. I'll just go through it quickly. We attended the last Township meeting. We coordinated with the Conservation District and the Roadmaster on working with the low volume road program and the certifications required. Blue Heron Village, we reviewed the conditional use decision and the project files and coordination with the Township staff and the client's engineer. TKC Hamburg Park, we reviewed the escrows and stormwater agreements and provided recommendations and attempted the coordination with the NPS with the status of that with their project engineer. I guess the only thing that I have that technically is on later in the agenda, I have the South Schuylkill Route 61 project and some other single items.
And you want to hold that to the end? You want to move that up to now?
Whatever you
Yeah, that'd
you
be
have other
fine.
projects down there if you want, whatever you want to do.
All right, we can wait. We can wait. All right, Ryan, you're up next with any
Yeah,
reports.
so I have items that we're gonna discuss later, but I've been working with Polly to get everything situated for the code enforcement end of things and how we're gonna manage building permits, so after this month, I'll give you a full breakdown of everything we're gonna do, but Polly got me my certified notices, so we're gonna move ahead next month, so.
Okay.
Any questions on the, building and zoning, there was only like 4 permits issued, so. And we're working on the old permits to try to just match everything, so.
Sure.
Going through them slowly.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Any questions? Okay, thank
You're
you. Is our sewage enforcement officer on hand tonight? I don't think so. He's there. Okay, next up is the solicitor report.
I'm going to forward to report to the board. However, I would request executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss a potential litigation matter.
Do we have any fire EMS representatives here? Yes.
Virginville.
Yes.
Mark emailed you everything.
You guys are working on a new information system?
Yeah, it's coming into effect now. Mark said next month you should get everything the normal way.
Okay.
Okay.
Next is the roadmaster. We did receive Ben's report. Do you have a few highlights? We don't have the whole report, we already received it, read it. But some highlights?
That is for the 2026 oil and chip work, the revised bid package. It's to do double oil and chip on Baldhazer, Chrisman, and Strasser roads. And that's just the bid package to go out.
So you have this prepared and ready to be advertised?
Yes.
Okay, who's doing the advertising then?
It has to be submitted to the Reading Eagle, and then Brian's also gonna put it on pen page.
If you'd like, I could take care of the advertising and uploading the pen.
Okay. Can you share that with Brian? Or is this?
I have a copy, he has
You
it.
have a copy, okay, you got a copy, perfect. Okay, so we're set on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you just gotta approve it to go out for bid.
so we need to make a motion to approve this proposed projects that Ben just discussed for bid. Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye, aye, carry.
Next thing was, I talked with Dean from down at the Conservation District. They had two big projects for this year for the low volume money, so he suggested us not to apply. So, do we want to do any culvert pipe replacements this year? Or do we want to wait to see what the bids come in as?
So we'll back up. So he's saying,
He's saying there's no money available this year.
because they already decided where it's going?
Yeah, they have they have two big projects that would rank higher than us.
Oh,
So-
okay, okay.
So he said not even to bother, because since they're limited on funding anyway, that'll take the funding for this year.
So yeah, let's wait to see what this comes back at, and then we probably should take a look at some of the pipes that might be a concern that are more priority than others. So what I'm saying is let's come back to that.
Ben, did you already have a list of the pipes in your head before you were told that you were not going to be getting
Yeah.
it? So you know where to go look.
Okay,
Yeah, that would be on Mountain Road, Right in our Road, and Reservoir.
okay, all right. Any other highlights?
Berks County Salt and Co-op is due.
That's on the agenda further down, that's all right?
You can do it now if you want.
Oh, yeah, it is on time.
Do you want to hold that, or you want to take care of that now? So we took care of the sealed bid contract, opening April 14th, and the salt contract, you want to finish that discussion?
Yeah, we did stick with 500 ton again for next year.
Is that what you got this year?
Yes, yeah. So that has to be submitted in.
We talked about this last year. There's two entities.
Yeah, it's either PennDOT or the county. If we go with PennDOT, we have to take 60% of our salt.
Okay,
Otherwise, we get charged for storage.
so,
Where the county don't charge us, but it's not really a contract. We just tell them how much we want to gather from the different municipalities. They put out a bid, whoever gets the bid is supposed to provide us the salt.
and that's what we're doing, right? We just
Yeah.
did, okay.
But last year, I don't know who underestimated or whatever, but the county ran out of salt and everybody was scrambling because they actually don't do no contracts. It's just a word of mouth co-op. Where PennDOT, you actually have a contract with.
Okay. So,
You did an estimate for how much we used last year, this past winter,
We're at 450 ton for this winter.
that we used.
and that's what includes what's in the shed now.
Yeah. The shed, we started at 275 ton in the shed and we're at 250 ton in the shed now. And I ordered in, we shipped in 450 tons, so we're right around 450 ton we used this winter.
Okay,
Last winter was around 400,
okay,
so.
all right.
So I would just, because I
That's-
don't, I don't
that
know,
sounds-
I don't
that
know the
sounds fine
paperwork
to me.
with
That's okay,
PennDOT,
yeah.
so I'd just stick with
Okay.
the county for now.
All right,
The way this winter's been, we've been having potholes, so we're gonna have to get cold patch to fill in at some point, so. Right now, we're up to around 2 ton, but the winter's not over yet, so.
okay,
And I did fill in one on Witchcraft today.
thank you,
Took us 2 hours, but we got it
okay.
because of our material being frozen. So, we got it.
Thank you, Matt.
It'll be back next week, so don't be too happy. Also, our yearly fire extinguishers inspections due, we get that through Dean Dalius, so I have to contact him.
Proceed,
So-
proceed, that's, no, basically.
Does that include your vehicles too?
Yeah, that's all our fire extinguishers at the park, all the buildings, all the vehicles and stuff. He comes in March and does it. Hometown hero banners, we've been getting requests for them. There's some that are ripped and some are new. We gotta get Med Ed's approval for these poles yet, but I did get updating pricing for the hometown hero banners and stuff. Before, they were, for a brand new one, that, like, if you didn't have it before and stuff, it was $200, now it's $250. If we have it and the banner was ripped, it was $120, now it's $175 to get a reprint one.
Okay, so when the folks call in for that, you're telling them that?
So, well, I just got that,
Okay.
I got
you
that
will be
info
telling-
yesterday,
You
so.
will be telling, okay.
Or any of them that need to come down, they're bad enough they have to come down now.
Well, some were ripped in fall and they got replaced. Now, that's up to the family if they want to replace them. And then they pay the township and we order them and stuff, so we don't, then we install them and maintain them. So now, I was out today working on them and there's 3 that are kind of getting bad and there was actually one completely missing. But that's up to the family if they want to replace it, but we're up to at least 9 that want new banners that we didn't have before, but we gotta get Med Ed's approval to put them on. these
Excuse
other
me, Ben,
poles. Yes. There you are.
I ran that program,
Yeah.
okay? And what I did was I collected the money, paid the money to the township, and the township wrote a check to the company so we could avoid the tax. And that the company suggested we do. I was gonna continue the program, and unfortunately, I had some pretty bad health issues, but I have the poll numbers, I just can't get Med Ed to approve more polls.
So we're waiting on that.
And according to the paperwork I got from Med Ed, they want $100 a poll, the way I read it. I think I gave that information to you, because you were gonna help with the polls.
Yes. Yeah, because I took those pictures of those poles.
What's that?
I did take pictures of the poles because they
Yeah, they
require,
wanna-
that's another, they
I
require
can't
pictures of
believe
the
Med Ed
poles.
can't bring that up on the computer, but who am I?
So,
Okay. Anything else?
the only thing is for the park.
So here's my suggestion, with the board's approval, I think we need for you to start getting some quotes to get some mulch in the playground area first, okay? And let's get,
That was part of my park.
that's part of
That was
the,
part of my park thing.
oh, you want to say something about that? Go ahead. Go ahead, I didn't know you were gonna say that. Go ahead.
Well, that was park.
Okay. Proceed.
Okay. First thing, you mentioned the egg hunt is on the 28th. I gotta get the water turned on, so I'm planning on the 20th. Yeah, 20th and stuff. So that way, we're just gonna turn the restrooms on, and that way Mike and Laura will have time to clean up there and get ready for that. So, that is that. The mulch, since we got that grant for over there and stuff, I called around for mulch. At Cold Hawk Valley, they no longer carry it, but they gave me a number for Green Pond Nursery out of Easton. They were at $28 a ton, which is this would be a tractor trailer load, which carries 90 yards in the trailer load.
Are you buying it by the ton or by the yard?
By the yard.
Okay,
It's cubic yard.
$90 a yard.
Well, no, that's what comes on the trailer, it's 90.
Oh, 90 yards.
So, we're looking at anywhere from 120 to 150 yards and stuff. If we fill it up, it's 150. If we get it to our minimum, we're looking at 120, like what we're
Okay.
required to have
So,
in there.
so we need 150 yards, and the
So,
price per ton or per yard?
yard, cubic yards,
And what's the price per yard?
is $28 from Green Pond. I called Keystone Supply and stuff over here in West Hamburg, and they are $24 a yard to the trailer. And he said they'd ship a trailer load in, and since they carry it there, instead of getting 2 trailers and having extra, they would give us the same price for the yardage if we go pick up what we need to finish up. You know, so they would ship us a 90-yard trailer, and then to get the rest, we just go over and pick up with our trucks at the same price. But he said he only can guarantee that price to the end of the month because of the fuel prices going up. Because of delivery. So from Keystone, it comes to $2,130 for the trailer.
And this is still part of the grant? Or-
Okay.
And what did they allow us, do you remember?
They had 200 yards in the grant. And it was like $7,000 some dollars.
So
Because they went with trials.
how are you gonna haul this mulch? How are you gonna haul the mulch in the trucks? There's tarps and you blowing off,
Yeah, you just put the tarp back.
yeah, but it's not gonna hold that much.
We've done it before. We've done it in the past. We get the trailer, we either get the trailer dumped here or we shut the road down and get the trailer dumped right there on the road, depending on how wet it is and stuff. So the trailer, if it's dry, you get it dumped right there on the road, close the road down,
Okay,
and we
Right
put
near
it
the
in.
park.
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
right next to the top of it. If it's too wet, then we get it dumped here and we just truck it over.
okay, let's proceed with that, get that done, okay?
Keystone.
So, now, the other question is, I talked with Tilden Township, and they were planning on getting a trailer load in, but like last year, the trailer load is too much for them. So, or do you wanna see what they have left over and get
Well,
their?
why don't you talk to them, and we're gonna proceed forward.
At least get
Which
a
exact path?
trailer load for
Yes.
us, and then.
Yes, hopefully you can dump it there in the road and put it right in and be done with it, okay? The sooner the better.
So,
Also, we can visit later on this, but we need to get some fertilizer on that park and fertilizer on the lawn around the monument to dress that up, because that looks pretty weak there, okay? So we'll get that on the schedule. And the monument was brought up, just so everybody knows, the photo cell has went bad on for the light fixtures, and the part is not readily available without a lot of changes to the apparatus there, so we have obtained some solar lights that we're going to put there, and they're not permanently installed yet, but they are being tested. So it will be lit. Ben, I reminded Ben this past week, you're going to put up a new flag and a new rope.
it was up.
A new flag's on it today?
The flag got put up today.
Good. And it's all fixed now?
I need to order the rope,
Okay,
but the flag is up.
all right. And then we're going to, you and your crews, somebody's going to trim the bushes there and take
Yeah,
all the
spring.
trimmings away, not pounding the trees, so just clean the area up so it looks nice.
Yeah, to use it. Spring.
Okay,
Every
okay,
spring.
good, good.
I got something for the park yet.
Okay, oh, you got more? Okay.
Since we were talking about the park and the grant, I looked into the bird netting that was also involved with that grant. I'm looking at, for materials, $1,975 for materials. Now, that's not including the labor, but that's including lumber and the netting to attach the lumber to and stuff, because the lumber that's there is pretty sketchy. That I think was like 23 or 2,600 she had in for that. So the labor will kick us up to that price and stuff, so.
So I don't think we can proceed forward with the grant, any of that work really, because the grant has not been officially signed over to us yet. So what I'm saying is, we don't have everything in place, I don't believe, do we?
That's,
Yeah, they all say that, yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't think they completely.
No, I just signed something the other day and it's not completely done
They were
yet.
gonna get back to us. We were
Right.
waiting on.
Right. We have the grant, Ben, but what I'm saying is I don't know if we ought to proceed forward with this.
Well, then I can't get the mulch anymore.
Well,
So that's
we're gonna, if we have to pay for the mulch out of the park and fountain, we're gonna pay for the mulch. We have to put mulch in there. We have to put mulch in regardless what happens with the grant.
I thought we had the official paperwork that said
We,
we had the grant.
it's not, it's 99.9% there, but not completely. Okay, anything else?
That was with the grant, so no, I'll stop.
Okay, well, no, hold that for next month, hopefully get everything in place, okay? We're just not there yet.
Gary Philip Park, can I jump in?
Yes.
In the past, I was going to order trash bags, the toilet paper, a container of that, just some soap and some cleaning supplies. Do you want me still to produce that? And the bill will be sent as it was in the past to the office here?
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, then also, we have a rental, which Ben and I have already talked about, Laura and I, as far as our timing stuff, but in 3 Sundays now, we need to get a rental contract agreement done. So is Jane gonna be in place this week, and I stop by and give her the stuff as far as?
Not this coming week, no.
Okay, because, well, we need to, who can get the contract out to the 20th?
You don't have a copy of the contract, the rental agreement?
Well, I printed out the one that needed, that you and I spoke, needed some changes on it, because of
Yes.
closure times and stuff, so
So we just need to modify that just a little bit, for what we've discussed.
can you get me a
Yes.
copy of that? And I'll
Yes.
give it to her and?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Any last thoughts, Ben?
No.
Okay, good. All right, next we're gonna move into the financial part of the meeting. A few highlights for last month. Income was, from transfer tax, was $3,314. Earned income from our taxes that we pay from our paychecks was $49,500. Once a year, Comcast gives a franchise fee for wireless communication, and that was $36,200. And a few other little trivial things for a total of $89,851.97. On the expense side of the balance sheet, we had expenses of $43,000. And a few highlights I'd like to point out to the group here was, just to give you a perspective, other than the standard typical monthly expenses, fuel to plow the roads was almost $1,400. Salt was $7,500. Borough of Hamburg, we gave them $6,400, and that's for the workers' comp for the firefighters. And all municipalities joining that. Hopefully we have the SD mess cleaned up with $2,600 now.
Should be.
The security invoice for fire and burglary for the township buildings was $1,184, and the payroll for all employees last month was a little over $15,000. That gives you that total of $43,000. So with that said, I'd like to make a motion that we pay those bills.
I'll make that motion.
Make the motion, have a second? All in favor, say aye. Ayes carried. Okay, next we're gonna move into section old business, Raywill subdivision. Is there anything to be added on that topic?
No, and I don't think anybody's here tonight.
Okay. South school field self-storage on Route 61. You want to talk about that now?
Yeah, we had given you a memo today, a little lengthy with some
Yes.
lots of extra pictures. And I think we showed you every cloud of
It
mud.
it was a photo book.
Sam a little crazy on pictures, I would have, cut it down a little bit, but you got the gist of what's going on out there. So we're basically provided some recommendations for them to do some cleanups. Number one would be either to extend the construction entrance and or to throw the wash rack on. I think I need to possibly address that you're not supposed to be using water, which is also in here. That is a definite no-no, unless it goes to some sort of sediment basin of some sort. We want to also make sure that they put some, there's supposed to be a swale along Chappelle Road. They did not put that in yet, so we want to put some sort of sock or something there so it stays on the site. There's a couple of sections where the cutout property is in there. They have their job Johnny sitting up on top of the silt sock and dirt up there, so it's kind of a retaining wall, not a silt sock. And there's a little sediment buildup along the sock along 61, and then extending the one sock to the east, I guess it would be, or south, whichever it would be. Along 61 would be another thing to do. We're kind of recommending a few of those things to be done. Oh, the other one would be temporary stabilization on the rest of the site, on the hills and things like that need to be done, which are usually supposed to be done. If they're going to let it sit for more than a week, they should be doing that immediately. And then the other one is just limited disturbance should be delineated, which is something that Conservation District recommends right away. We're also asking for them to provide us with their past inspection logs, which are supposed to be done weekly and after every rainfall. For some of the past ones that we have, since we didn't get the files yet, we don't know what we're supposed to have. But we want their past reports and we want their future ones coming up, so to make sure that they're following through on their inspections, what they're supposed to have in their files. And then we're also recommending that the items that we're asking to be implemented be done in 7 days, 7 calendar days. So that was our recommendation to the board.
So,
I'll chime in. I did speak to their attorney after I was provided this afternoon. I sent it to her. She's aware of it. She didn't know that there was an ongoing issue. She knows of it now. She assured me that her client would be taking care of this immediately. So I am going to be touching base with her again tomorrow to follow up. But I know they have already started to do some of the site work to clean this up, but there's more to go.
So let me add something to this conversation, which when this unfolded on Thursday last week, the gentleman's name that works for PennDOT, the permits individual.
Mr. Zimmerman?
There you go.
Yes.
He called me and was up in arms about this, and I told him reach out to you, but not. And I called the developer directly. He gave me the number, and he's been communicating with me. He sent me this text saying, I didn't solicit this. I'm not getting involved or asking questions, but apparently Conservation District was out there this morning, and I'll leave out all the commentary, but they're perfectly happy.
The Conservation District? Well, they cleaned it up. It was clean.
So I'm just telling you what Ryan's shaking his head. I'm not agreeing. I'm just sharing with you, okay? And I saw the pictures.
Well, I'm assuming they were happy because it was clean this morning.
Okay. Yes, I'm just sharing it with you.
If they were there Friday, it would have been a different story.
But that's such a problem. That's such a problem. PennDOT was there before. We had an issue right away. They called we don't have the manpower. So remember, we reported to Fish and Game.
Yes.
We reported to nope, it goes back to Conservation District. So now they want to come out and say they're completely happy. I just mean that's such a joke between PennDOT and Conservation District.
Ken, who's the lady with the dash cam? can I give you my card? Can you
Yes.
potentially email that to me?
Yep.
And I'm gonna have a conversation.
Oh, I've seen
I'm
it.
gonna have a conversation with
Just-
Dean
Yes,
as
yes.
well, if you can provide that for me.
Just
I
share
know
that with Brian.
Their lawyer provided me with a video of the ongoing cleanup.
Okay.
I'll forward you that.
I also have pictures, because I live up the top of the hill up there.
No, I'm just interested in seeing the piece of equipment that's washing it off the road
I
with.
have it.
I have
You do-
an
you have
actual
it?
thing
She
that's
sent
sitting
me
in
a
the middle of the
video,
road
she
that's
sent me a
supposed to be
video,
cleaning it.
this
When he's on
afternoon.
his phone all
Oh,
day.
Yes.
I wanna see that, because that's not
When
permitted.
I come home
I'll
from work,
forward
he's
you
sitting there, and I have to wait till he
Created
realizes I'm behind
steeper
him.
slopes
Yep.
with the mound.
Yeah, show that to Brian. I'm just-
It's just the conservation district texting. Share it.
May I ask a question about that? If, God forbid, there would be an accident, a fatality, and it's because of the mud runoff and somebody slipped, or God forbid a boulder came down, who's liable for that? Is it the developer
They're
or?
liable.
Yes.
The developer's
Okay.
liable.
Thank you.
Brian, is there two parts to the soil leaving the site?
Right.
Is it the trucks tracking it and also runoff? Is there two parts to it, or just, is it all about the traffic?
Well, I guess we have multiple things here, you know, there's the mud leaving the site, so if it's in the highway, then it's a PennDOT issue. If it's in the waterway, then it's an erosion, then it's conservation, well, it's a fish commission issue, but no matter what, it's a conservation district issue because, and DEP's issue because it's a permit with the NPDS. So, now, yes, the conservation district doesn't have the staff to send them out on Thursday or Friday, and they can get them out here on a Tuesday. That's fine, but there is a problem here.
Oh, there's
And I
definitely
need to
a problem.
resolve it
Yes,
with,
yes.
and I need to resolve it with Dean, and that is, and we'll get it taken care of. I will make sure things are happening here, because this will happen again, because it's gonna rain again tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Because we don't want this to be a recurring event. We need to figure out how to add teeth to this, because at one point, the county conservation district was feared, and now it's
So what steps do
Nothing.
what do we need to take any steps here tonight?
I
mean-
I would like to have you give me permission to discuss my memo with the Conservation District and take appropriate action with the Conservation District and Chris. Does that make sense?
It does. I'd say, you know, and they are actively trying to take care of these items. I think I've at least seen evidence of that. I know you in your letter, you gave them some grace period of 7 days to remedy these issues. So I think
But I've given it to their engineer, and he's forwarded it to their solicitor, so they're
yeah.
aware of this.
Mhm.
But we're asking you to at least make a motion, to take some action on it, to at least give it,
I would
to set
like,
it in motion.
I would like to say that no occupancy will be given to any building unless action is taken to correct all the items in your letter going forward to the rest of the project. So if he does an inspection later and we have an issue, and they're ready for an occupancy inspection, no occupancy is given until we get the approval that everything is taken care of going forward.
Well, and it's kind of interesting, because you look at where their building pads are, and they're driving through the mud like crazy, and there's supposed to be stormwater facilities underneath those drive aisles, and it's gonna be, it'll be fun, and I don't know if they'll ever work, so we'll see how it gets, how it happens.
So they signed agreements to do these things, so what are you asking a motion for you permission to enforce what they agreed to? Is that what you're, I mean, what is,
Well, I guess I'm asking you to give us permission to enforce the memo that we have prepared to, asking them to, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think their violations, correct me if I'm wrong, are technically construction code violations.
Yes.
Which I believe that the township has adopted the uniform construction code.
Right.
And we can enforce the uniform construction code.
And they say they're all supposed to meet Chapter 102, which is the Conservation District's erosion control rules and regulations. And they're supposed to follow their sequences, they're supposed to follow everything that's on their E&S plan. We're saying they're not following their plan.
Okay, so. I
So
mean,
they're asking, what I believe he's asking for is after the 7-day period, the grace period, to give us the permission to further prosecute against the developer, including but not limited to.
Well, I guess I'm asking, well, at this point, we haven't asked them to actually take care of the temporary things and all the other stuff. At this point, we've just asked them to clean up the mud off the road and take care of their rock construction entrance. So that's kind of all they've been asked to do. Now this is asking for more silt socks, taking care of the temporary stabilization, and a few other things, providing the records as
So
well.
not to go on Ryan's point, why is PennDOT not giving them a driveway permit? They still don't have a driveway permit apparently.
Well, I don't know if they have a driveway onto 61.
Chappelle Road
Oh, Chappelle State?
is a state road, yes.
Well, I don't, and they shouldn't be building.
That's why I was confused.
Unless they have a temporary permit to construct, but that's, unfortunately, I have to say that it started before I was here, so.
No, I understand, I just,
And I guess I need to contact Mr. Zimmerman and find out if they don't have a permit.
they do not. Apparently, it's been pending for months. And I don't know what the details are. So I guess we need a motion here. George, put that motion together somehow.
Did that project go through the proper subdivision and land development procedure, or was it a deemed approval?
The prior,
Because timeline lapsed.
the prior secretary never brought it to the board.
Not this prior secretary, the prior secretary?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. The
So
prior
it ended up
secretary,
being a deemed approval?
because there was no action taken on it, because it was dropped, the ball was dropped.
Was any of the current board members on the board at the time that saw it being built?
I believe the answer,
We're not gonna answer questions. This is not question and
There's no
answer.
transparency that was promised earlier this year.
No, this is not question and answer. Is there a motion to authorize?
I'll make the motion to
The-
authorize Boyer's Group to go ahead with going forward with this letter of suggestions in consultation with our solicitor
And also contact PennDOT
and to contact them.
about the status of the permits.
Without this.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, ayes, carried. Anything else, Brian?
That's it.
Okay. There's no one here from Blue Heron Village, so unless somebody has something to bring up. Okay, next on the agenda is, is new business, we wanna adopt a resolution, and that resolution number is 1/2026, the new revised Board of Supervisors meeting schedule. Do I have a second for that motion? All in favor, say aye. Ayes, carried. Yes. Okay, next on the list is a resolution adopt 2.2026 to appoint Berks County Tax Claim Bureau as the delinquent tax collector and authorize collection of delinquent taxes. Do I have a second?
Second that.
All in favor, say aye. Ayes, carried. Next, we have a resolution 3-2026 as determined by the elected Board of Auditors to set the working supervisor's pay at $24 an hour while working as secretary and $23 an hour while on the road crew. Do I have a second for that motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes, carried. Next, we have the Board of Auditors annual report. And that was finished here last week. And just a little bit of summary of background. The Windsor Township Board of Auditors met on January 7th, 2026 with members Caroline, Ruth, and Pam in attendance. It was decided that Pam would be the chairperson and secretary of the board. The bond for the Windsor Township will remain the same at $750,000 for 2026. Decision was reached that the Windsor Township supervisor that performs tasks other than a supervisor shall be paid at the current rate of the tasks they perform, pursuant to what we just talked about. The Board of Auditors will meet at 403 Raymond Avenue in Hamburg, PA. The tentative start date for the audit will be February 18th, 2026. Tentative dates to perform the audit for the township books will be February 18th, 19th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. Tentative times to perform the audit of the Windsor Township books will be 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Dates and times to perform these audits will be based on availability of auditors as well as any inclement weather. Signed by Pam, Secretary of the Windsor Township Board of Auditors. A few findings they have found I would like to share with the community. Its recommendations to the Board of Supervisors by the auditors. Number 1, time cards should be reviewed more carefully by all parties involved. Number 2, receipts from BMO, which is debit card purchases, should be required for all transactions. There's been a lot of receipts have not been found for those debit card purchases. All deductions that are not checks should be entered into the ledger to better reflect the monthly bank statement. And the last thing they recommended is a personnel list be provided to the auditors that includes employee's name, position, wages, or salary. Signed by Pam Isling, Secretary of Windsor Township Board of Auditors. Do I have any comments on that from anybody? Any comments from anybody else? Yes.
I just have a question. That 750, that, I don't understand township. I know you and I have talked. I don't understand township running, whatever.
Sure.
So is the person bonded for that amount, like the secretary treasurer person, or is the township?
The treasurer is bonded for the amount, potential money that they're handling. In this case, the auditors determined the max amount the treasurer would handle is $750,000.
Okay.
So the person is bonded, that is the treasurer. And currently, so we're in between secretaries, I am personally bonded.
Okay.
They do a background check on me, a credit check, am I a good standing person with finances? And if I am, they'll give a bond, if I'm not, they won't give a bond.
Got it.
So
Thank you.
the person is bonded, and when we have a new person in and things are up to speed, that bond will be transferred to that person.
So it can just like go from you to them?
Yes, and that's required by state law.
Got it. Okay.
Well, it just
That's what I
doesn't, it
didn't
doesn't roll
understand,
over, that
like-
person has to be vetted to make sure they're.
Right, right.
attainable.
Like, do they have to take out their own bond and then like you cancel yours, or does it just get, once they're approved, does it just get transferred over to their new?
No,
So-
they issue a new bond.
They issue a new
Got it.
bond.
Okay.
So when the bond on myself is canceled, that time frame I was bonded, if it ever found out later on that there was funds missing, they're coming back to
To
me
you,
during that time frame.
right. And then the
So it doesn't matter if
Ms.
it's.
Worley will, when she has the bond, they come back to her. When she gets
If,
her
if
bonded.
there's ever a problem, yes.
Right,
yes.
yeah.
That's, yes.
I'm a nurse, I don't get this stuff.
No, that's fine.
It's a requirement of all municipalities for the person that's responsible for handling money.
Got it.
Township.
Thank you. Thank you.
So in that case, the township would get that money back. If I stole money, the township would get it back, then they would come after me.
Okay,
That's because it's on me in this case.
right,
Yes,
okay. Got it, thank you.
sure. Okay. Next on the list, we have appoint a supervisor to the Township Ag Security Board. Does anybody want to speak to that?
Can I move that I'm appointed?
You want to be appointed, thank you, George. Always want to make a motion?
Oh, he made the motion.
Well,
He made a motion, no,
And I'll
You
make
should,
it-
you should
and
make
you
the
should make the
motion.
motion.
Oh, okay. I make the motion to appoint,
George as,
the Ad Security Board spokesperson for the budget board.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye. Ayes carry. We covered the sealed coat bid, I believe, Ben. Salt contract. Polly, you want to talk about an ordinance update concerning data centers?
I'm kind of feeling that that might start at the planning commission,
Yeah,
but it needs to be
It
addressed.
should, and I actually just drafted one for another municipality that I represent because it's the new hot thing.
She's just gonna copy and paste and dump?
Well, if, we can use it as, we can use it as a guide,
Okay.
you know, and work from it, you know, but I just spent a bunch of time drafting one, so I have something that we can work from.
Okay.
If the township's interested in putting one together, I think you should. I believe there's something in the zoning ordinance already, because nobody has data centers as a use in their zoning ordinances currently, it's too new. But generally speaking, zoning ordinances have a catch-all that says if their use is not otherwise referenced in this ordinance, then it goes here. Generally, it's the industrial zone.
it's the industrial zone.
And it's typically by special exception or conditional use.
Correct, yeah. But yes, Polly, we introduced remember we had that ordinance discussion at the PC?
Mhm.
We do that, so then we kind of just go through it, so we should start there with it.
Okay.
Is there anything in the joint comp plan for anything?
For data centers?
Well, I mean, if it's covered in the joint comp plan for somewhere in that whole zone.
I highly doubt it.
But
I highly doubt it's referenced in any joint comp plan.
Yeah,
It's too
Because
new.
I guess that's in 22, so that's a little new, but I guess the question is, if it's covered in one of the other municipalities, you may not need to have one here if it's in the joint zone, joint comp plan. Just a thought.
Can anyone just translate what was all said?
All right. So if you have a joint comprehensive plan,
Okay.
one municipality has a landfill, the next one has a quarry. Not each municipality has to
But
have a
this would that-
landfill and a quarry in your zoning, so that's why you do
Okay.
that way. Basically.
So we can put it on the agenda for planning commission to discuss and, you know, for me to potentially put an ordinance together for discussion purposes.
Thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Next on the list is there's any public comments before we wrap up the meeting? Doesn't look like there are. As Chris said, he wants to go into executive session, so I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session.
And there will be no action needed
Okay.
after that, so.
Okay, so we're gonna adjourn the meeting now, or come back and adjourn the meeting?
We can come back and adjourn.
Okay.